guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have got a global data download. This will be for part 3 of the 7th anniversary on global. This will introduce numerous things, including the EZAs for the shitty free-to-play units. There will also be the much better EZAs for physical 3rd year anniversary Gogeta and the 3rd year anniversary Vegito. Although I would argue I wish that they were a lot better, the Vegito and Gogeta. I think they really should have been a lot better. I saw a lot of people on Twitter are asking, where are the LR Super Saiyan 4s? They EZA with the EX part, although I saw some people saying it looks like they merged the EX part and the part 3 right here, which does make sense. Because Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr., remember, they were part of the EX part, basically the main draw, I guess, kind of, for the 7th anniversary on JP, and then Global already got them back for Saiyan Day, right? So, I assume, I mean, vaguely, I imagine that the LR Super Saiyan 4s will come out next week, right? So, you know, probably, I don't know, from like the 5th to the 10th, in that range, I think we'll see the LR Super Saiyan 4s, and then Raditz, I'm expecting, you know, 12th, 13th, 14th, something like that. And then, of course, we're moving into the Worldwide Download Celebration, which I expect is probably Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Baby. But we will see. We will see what's going to happen, right? So the Super Saiyan 4s are not delayed on Global or anything like that. This is still just part 3, and we'll kind of see. Remember, they did, you know, tease a Global First event as well. I was anticipating that to be in the EX part anyway, right? Which would still be coming up, like, next week. So, nothing really amiss in this data download here. We also right here, we have this, you know, the part 3 movie, which has changed slightly because this does not show Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. at the end, which of course makes sense because they were previously released on Global several months ago, right? And then finally, this is really good. Global is going to be getting a special friend summon. You know, many times in the past, we thought that this was, oh, like, you know, new friend point, LR coming or something like that. Honestly, I feel like one has got to be coming up soon. It's been 4 years since, on JP, there has literally been no change or anything to the friend point banner in 4 years on JP. They've literally touched nothing. On Global every year gets these, which JP has never gotten. That's why, like, a lot of times I gotta listen to this Global Shaft bullshit, and it's like, man, come on. Y'all get treated so good. Do not cap. These are crazy. The amount of Kais and resources you get just by doing friend summons is insane, right? It's so valuable. I would say just summon away on it. They might do a friend summon LR, maybe, but they might not. So I would just say just summon away on this friend point banner, right? It's like, worst comes to worst and they do release a new friend point LR, you could just, you know, summon on that whenever and grind up points to get it. This is like a limited time thing anyway, so you might as well just blow your load on it. Summon away, get yourself a bunch of global exclusive Kais, man. Tisk, it's tough being a JP player. I cannot lie. It's so tough, man. It's so tough, so tough. Alright, so let's take a look at the full scope of the data download here. So, 7th anniversary ending movie. We have 3rd anniversary Vegito, 3rd anniversary Gogeta's EZA. We have the EZA area for the free-to-play units. The final stages for the Ultimate Red Zones. A new Dragon Ball story. Oh, I did not pull that up. I guess we can, I mean, I'll just talk about this quickly right now. This is the BoJack Dragon Ball story. I don't think this really introduces anything super impressive or new or crazy. It's literally just, the new support memory, right? The Gohan taking out, or no, it's Goku punching BoJack. That's what the support memory is right there. But this is what shows up. I mean, at the very least, it's just a bunch of extra stones, right? Free stones, I guess, is never a bad thing, right? For clearing all those stages. So that's going to be coming right there. Then there is a chain battle. I guess I might as well just go ahead and talk about that. That is right here. Yeah. It's against Grid 8 Vegeta here. You're going to want to use Kaioken Gokus are at their best, Krillin's, Nappa's, stuff like that. I'd actually have to go back and check my video what the best setups were. Actually, maybe I can... I'm just curious. Why don't I just pull that up? I could pull that up really fast on the side. A lot of times I title my videos in very specific ways, so like on the fly for a moment like this, it's very easy to search this up. So let me just type in Grade 8 Chain Battle, and then we could just take a look at my top 1% video, and see what the best setups that players were using. Top 1% rewards right here. Okay, so here we go. This is my video from, here, let me turn down the zoom and we could see what day this was. This was March 1st, right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and skip ahead here real quick. I definitely look at some top players. Here we go. Okay, so some of the top scores right here. Looks like in the 160 millions right here. So right there, just full Kaioken Gokus. Looks like some Nappas and some Grade 8 Vegetas, right? So these are the setups that some of the higher scores on JP was getting right there, right? So very, very basic stuff right there, right? For this chain battle. We can go ahead and get rid of that. And then the 7th anniversary, sort of like you know, title pages or whatever it is that we want to call it. I guess I could talk about this, you know, these two EZAs right quick. So we have the EZA for Physical Gogeta, which is, you want to use Fused Fighters, which makes this like the easiest shit in the world. Fused Fighters with Legendary Power is not tough, right? These EZAs in particular, I've found to be very easy because it wants you to use LRs of very, very strong categories, right? You take down this one first, and then you could use the 3rd anniversary Gogeta to then destroy the Vegeta one, right? Which is, again, final trump card. You're not going to have any difficulties with final trump card LRs. So these EZAs should even be fairly free-to-play friendly, right? For free-to-play players. A lot of stones, stuff like that. I saw a lot of people upset, like, oh, I still haven't pulled LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or the Gods. But it's like, dude, the 7th anniversary is the gift that just keeps giving, right? There's these two EZAs, and then the LR Super Saiyan 4s, they're from one. They're in one EZA, but still several EZA events to come. Now, talking about the actual characters, both of them to me are unimpressive in base. I'm sorry. We're not in 2021 anymore. You know, standards move up, right? These units could do okay damage with even worse defense, poor defense, right? I am completely unimpressed with these units in base. Once you transform, right? So once you transform into Super Vegito, once you transform into Super Gogeta, that's where things change a little bit. These two can be very impressive. Now, Gogeta, unfortunately, it's like he comes out, you get the full heal, which is so good. But it's like you really want to be hitting that 18 key super attack to get that big defensive increase. And it's like, if this guy doesn't dodge, which he has his high chance to dodge for the first 3 turns he comes out, if you don't get that off, I've found that this guy gets clapped. He does not have good defense, right? After supering, typically his defense is a bit better, but it's like this guy can be very fraudulent. Very, very, very disappointing. Now, I found that in Super Vegito is much better, right? The 30% damage reduction works pretty well. He can still take a fair amount of damage, though, before he gets his 18 key super attack in as well. You do really want to keep that in mind. I think that these characters, though, you know, I talk about them kind of negatively, but, like, you know, I'm sure loads of free-to-play players out there, these guys can be the keys to victory against Red Zone Broly, Red Zone Omega, Red Zone Bojack, these ridiculously tough fights, which are coming on the 1st, August 1st, right? Like, you know, when all this Part 3 stuff comes out. Those ridiculously difficult fights go live. These units will help a lot. Gogeta's great for the Omega fight. And I found Int Vegito to be a spectacular unit against Broly, right? Don't expect these to be the best units in the game, but they can be very good. And any character with these heals, these mid-battle heals, is just so valuable. That's one of the reasons I think EZA LR Oob is actually not going to be the worst ever, is because he's got one of these mid-battle heals, which can be so good. Okay, so we have that. We talked about the two EZAs for Gogeta and Vegito. Here, of course, is the EZA area right here. This will be very easy for you guys to do. You have to do all these missions and stuff to get your 77 unit multi anyway, right? So you guys are going to do all this to get all the tickets. Unfortunately, though, these characters, Vegeta and Bulma, I'm sorry, they're just ass. There's nothing, I have nothing good to say about them, nothing positive whatsoever. There's just like a bad unit. Like, I don't know what they were thinking, right? They're just ass completely in every way. Goku and Chi-Chi suck, really. I mean, let's just get it out there. But you do have this. This is interesting, right? There's been a lot of talk about PyCon over the past couple months, Dokkan Fest PyCon. I would agree that he is slept upon because of his Ghost Usher ability, which is just so really broken, for sure. But it's like that alone is not enough. I mean, you could take this unit into a fight. You could get their Ghost Usher effect right here, this. But, like, that's basically all this character could contribute to the team, is the Ghost Usher effect. You certainly could beat Broly, or beat Omega, you know, with some of these characters here. But obviously there's better options to choose, right? And then this character, this is probably the biggest disappointment about the anniversary. LR Master Roshi was a god. It was unbelievable how good LR Master Roshi was during the 6th anniversary. Unfortunately, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, I certainly cannot say the same about them. They are, for the most part, I would say, fairly unimpressive. This LR, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. They're just big stats all over, but their stats aren't even really that big, right? This unit, not to be a negative Nancy, but the free-to-play characters are really quite ass, right? They're not, I don't think, going to be able to help out too much. They do have an amazing intro, though. I think their entrance animation is very good. So you have those medals right there, EZA medals. Then we have the new Red Zone stages. Here we go. So, these are the toughest fights in the game. You have Bojack, Janemba, Broly, and then over here you have Super 17, the Shadow Dragons, and Sin Shenron. Shadow Dragons is the easiest of the 6 fights. It's so long, you could bring, like, the Universe 6 girls and cream pie the stage effortlessly, right? It's just, it goes on for so long. All these big stacking characters, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you know, you could probably use AGL LR Gohan, who's really not that good anymore. You could get away with using him in this fight, right? Like, it's just so long you can actually, you could treat this essentially like a legendary Vegeta event fight or something like that. Although Hayes does, you know, these early bosses do hit hard. And you're limited to one item, but you could still, I feel like, kind of use a similar strategy for this as you would for, like, a legendary Vegeta event or something like that. Super 17 is ridiculously hard. This guy is going to shock a lot of people. I promise you, he will. This guy is going to shock people because he hits so damn hard, man. He hits so hard. Super 17 does. And you cannot use Ki Blast super attacks against him. He absorbs them. He heals from them. So, you know, the cheesiest shit in the world is LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's active skill and the LR Gods, you know, Gogeta Blue active skill. You can't use those against Super 17. He absorbs it and he heals from it, right? So it's like you're not able to use that sort of get out of jail free card. Oh, he's only got 2 health bars left. Gogeta, bam, you're dead. That doesn't work against Super 17, which gives him a little bit of difficulty. But you basically just run in here with a full AGL team, though, because he's just the one phase of STR. Omega, I think, is the second hardest fight in the game. He just hits so hard. Bojack, I feel like Bojack's gimmicks are tougher to get around, but Omega he just hits so freaking hard. You guys will see. Like, it's so hard to hide against Omega, because he just hits so hard. His opening phase, he can lock you and he can seal you, but it's not guaranteed. I've really found it to not be that common that he, like, both lock and seals every single turn. I have had many runs, though, where he's locked the unit in slot 1 and immediately supered and killed, and I've lost, like, literally with no counterplay besides use an item, right? That has happened to me before. But by the time you get to this guy, who has the hardest hitting, like, boss attack in the game, that's, like, actually meant to be, like, potentially, like, you know, taken. Not, like, one of these Dokkan event, like, nuke attacks that is meant to kill you. This is a countdown super. So it's always in the same spot, which makes it very easy to play around despite the fact that it's so powerful. Characters like Tech Ultimate Gohan, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Int Majin Vegeta, right? You could utilize these characters to always know where the super attack is coming in, and thus you could play around him. But I think he just hits so damn hard that he's still tougher than Bojack. Now, the last 3 fights here, Bojack, this, I would call it a sleeper fight, but I feel like many people accept and realize how difficult this fight is. The problem, right, these jobbers, this is the Namek Goku dicking down squad right here. I have 80 runs of Bujin. Beto doesn't, he's type disadvantage. That's not fair to Namek Goku. But I've got a million clips of, like, Bujin and Goku and Beto just destroying Namek Goku. Because right at the start, they hit surprisingly hard. They're not really that tough, though. But then Bojack, you want to talk about a character that's hitting hard. Bojack just hits so damn hard. And then he gets so hard because his last phase, 100% of the time, He locks one character and seals one character 100% of the time. No other boss has done this, right? Bosses have locked and stuff like that. It's never been guaranteed every single turn. With Bojack, it is guaranteed every single turn. He will lock and seal. So you have to be very cautious with this Bojack. Bringing AGL characters in here is very risky. You could get away with like UI Goku or Jacko or something like that. But I found that like AGL Kid Gohan, it's very scary running him in this fight. Because you get locked in slot 1, see ya. Goodbye. Right? That's how that goes. Janemba, not really too much to talk about. He just hits hard. He doesn't really have a crazy gimmick like the other final fights here do. He just hits hard and he dodges. But I've found that Omega's dodging to have caused me to lose runs more than Janemba's dodging, even though Janemba has a higher chance to dodge. Janemba is just a tough fight, but he just hits hard with 2 phases. It's not really that bad. Then we get to the toughest fight in the game, Broly. The reason Broly's the toughest fight in the game, he probably still would be the hardest fight in the game, even if he didn't cancel dodge. But him canceling dodge makes these last 2 phases just a true terror to get through. The AoE phase, which nearly no unit in the game can live, except he hits all three spots with it. And if you have any slot 2 characters, slot 3 defensive characters, they get cucked by this guy. And then you have this monstrosity down here. This guy double supers. His super attacks do 1.2 million damage. He supers randomly. He hits 80 times. It's just a nightmare. The amount of times this guy supered in slot 1 and slot 3, which is virtually unsurvivable with 99% of the setups that people are going to use, is just so unfair. But this Broly fight is the hardest fight in the game by far, and the fact that you can't dodge it hurts. AGL UI Goku would be a god in this fight. He'd be so helpful, especially against like an AoE character, but guess what? Can't dodge. So that really hurts. Broly canceling dodge makes him so much harder than he would be, right? But there we go. We have those. The Dragon Ball story event, which I already talked about, right? There's the maps for that. Yep, a bunch of stages. You know, they sort of updated the assets for these. Here's the support memory for the Dragon Ball story. This is just, some of the, like, the movies that play during the event, which is cool. And then down here, these, of course, are the chain battle missions for Great Ape Vegeta. Here is the daily, like, sort of like login screens. The thing I hate about these celebrations, Dokkan really fumbles. I feel like sometimes they don't do it because potentially it could spoil aspects of the anniversary, maybe. But I really feel like these major celebrations should have these, like, screens playing throughout the entirety of the anniversary, not just at the very end, right? Because right here, it's like the very end of the anniversary, like these are there. But I really wish that these were, you know, throughout the entire anniversary, not that. Oh, they still have the Vegeta Jr. and Goku Jr. one, even though they've already come out, huh? Okay. And there's more missions for GT Goku event, Legendary Vegeta event, Legendary Existence, Sworn Enemy Fuse. These are easy. And then Planetary Destruction, Battle of Fate, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, easy as well. These 6 are much easier than the last ones, right? Like GT bosses was tough. Those shouldn't be too hard for anyone. And then here's the final mission. So there's part 3. There's even more. All these assets and stuff like that. Holy. Oh, yeah, this is for the Dragon Ball story event, right? But there we go. There's everything Global's getting for part 3 of the 7th anniversary. Again, the LR Super Saiyan 4 EZAs will come out probably next week. Raditz is going to be coming up soon. And then, of course, we're moving into the worldwide download celebration. So let me know what you guys think about the global data download. Thanks, guys, for watching. And I'll catch you guys next time.